Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 17th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. A lot to discuss. We got a Google Core Update Tremors after the Google Core Update was complete. Crazy, right? Product reviews update, English only. People keep thinking that it's like global with all languages. It's English only, but global. Search Console has made a number of updates and changes. Twitter, for some reason, removed the no follows from some of their links, maybe? Tons of user interface changes to talk about and so much more. And of course, as you see, I'm all dressed up in my Wix garb. They gave me a water bottle, a cool hat that matches the color of my hair, and the Wix t-shirt, which I don't really wear t-shirts, so I guess that's why they bought it. Thanks, Morty. In any event, thanks Wix for sponsoring. Obviously, check them out at wix.com. You shouldn't have to sacrifice security and reliability for the sake of search visibility. With Wix, give your clients the best of both worlds. You can stop worrying about vulnerabilities and downtime and stay focused and optimize the sites. Check them out at wix.com. Okay, so we discussed earlier that Google seems to have continued to roll out the Google Core Update after Google said the Core Update was done. So I wrote a blog post about this earlier this week, basically saying more big tremors after the Google Core Update is done. And like you know, Google started rolling out the Core Update, the May 2022 Core Update on May 25th. It finished rolling out officially on June 9th. But on June 12th, June 13th, we saw some tremendous tremors and reversals and changes specifically to the sites that actually got hit by these Core Updates in a positive or negative way, which is very, very interesting. Lots of chatter. The tremors actually continued on even through today, I believe. But there was some significant, big changes to sites that were actually hit in a big way. Dan Richardson posted about it, Glenn Gabe posted about it, and tons of chatter, and the tools all picked up on it as well. And it was very, very tremorish, if that's a word, throughout the whole entire week. So definitely take a look at that. Lots going on there. Have our blog post up on Search Engine Roundtable for you to check it out. Also, ever since the Google Product Reviews Update rolled out, initially it was rolled out in English, and then Google's with the last one back, the March 2022 Product Reviews Update, Google said it was kind of globalish, but there was a lot of confusion around it. It's English only. It's still English only. The Product Reviews Update only hits and impacts English content, only looks at that. It will eventually roll out to all languages, but it's not ready yet. It's like the Panda update when it first launched. It only affected English languages, and then it rolled out to other languages in the future. Google said they will, and I repeat, they will go ahead and let us know when it rolls out for other languages. This question was from Lily Ray. Ellen Kent from Google responded, saying, sorry, it was unclear. There is no global rollout notice at this time. And John Mueller said nothing has changed. So it's definitely still English. Nothing has changed there as well. Google Search Console has released an update to a bunch of Search Console reports across multiple reports, including the Core Web Vitals report, the Mobile Usability report, the AMP report, Rich Results report, and URL Inspection report, tool reports. Basically removing anything in between. It will basically be valid or invalid results. And Google said this is to make it easier, and they grouped it into those lumps. Here's the before and after screenshot. I don't see it yet, or at least yesterday I didn't see it yet. Maybe it's rolled out now. Nothing has really changed in terms of how Google crawls, indexes, or ranks your site. This is nothing about Google Search specifically. This is only about the reports in Google Search Console on if they show valid or invalid, and there's nothing in between like other warnings and so forth. It's just valid or invalid for those types of reports. Also on Google Search Console, the legacy message console is going away on August 1st. Everything has already been migrated into the new console, so you should be fine over there. But they're getting rid of the old version on August 1st. For some reason, Twitter has removed the no follow link attribute from links across the whole entire website. I emailed Twitter last Friday about this, what's going on. They basically didn't respond. Nothing, zero. And I asked them multiple times. I asked people I know at Twitter, could you get a response from me? They said, I'll look into it. I haven't heard anything. In any event, Chris Silversmith spotted this. He noticed this, and it's very, very weird. It looks like it may be some type of thing where users don't see the no follow, but maybe search engines do. I'm not sure exactly. It seems from looking at it from a human perspective that just Twitter removed the no follow. Either way, I doubt Google will actually trust any links in Twitter or any social media platform. They'll probably just slap on no follows without there being a no follow attribute anyway. It's just weird that Twitter did this, but we're keeping an eye on it. Google has been testing a lot of different things. Let's go through them very quickly. Google's testing new featured snippet layout cards as well as other formats like tiles. Here's some screenshots of this in action from both William Alvarez and from Brody Clark. So hopefully you can check that out. Very, very interesting. I'm not sure if we want to have more than one feature snippet generally. Sometimes Google has done multivariant feature snippet where they show you 2 when the answer is not so clear, but to show 4 answers in a feature snippet, I don't think searchers are just too lazy to read all that. Microsoft Bing is testing a new local pack that stays on the same page. It's a little bit more condensed and stays on the same page. This was spotted by Kushul. Thank you. Morty Oberstein actually spotted a new feature called Explore. If you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, you might see it. It basically kind of like breaks out the query you search for into more variations of those queries with articles and so forth, which is interesting. Google Search is again testing a scrollable right panel. We covered this a few months ago, I believe. Yeah, April 1st, but now they're actually expanding that test, and this was spotted again by Brody Clark, which is very interesting. Kushul as well spotted this as well. Bing is testing showing coupons in the search results. Actually, it's not testing. It's been actually out there for a while. This was spotted by Frank Sandman, a German-based SEO, as well as Eric Wu actually said this has been going on for a while, but the treatment is different. The user interface is slightly different than it was before. Google Search is also testing shoppable filter buttons, where on the menu, it actually lets you filter based on the query additional shopping parameters. This was spotted by SAD, AK, and it's pretty cool. Actually, based on the query, if you search for jeans, this little filter may come up. I don't see it myself. To actually let you filter by variations and patterns and brands and so forth around those jeans. Google Business Profiles is testing a new widget at the top of the business profile. So if you search for your own company name, usually that local business profile thing comes up, lets you edit it and so forth. Now there's this little, for some people, a profile strength icon that shows you how strong your profile is based on how you've completed that profile. This was spotted by Zanet Design as well as spotted by Kushul. So definitely this seems to be rolling out for some people. Pretty cool. Rank Ranger, Shay from Rank Ranger noticed that the Google's feature where it's called Things to Know is actually available in about 1% of the queries they track. So it is growing significantly and something that we should keep an eye on. Google is testing also the showing in the local pack the full label of, instead of saying ads, it's showing the advertisement label in full. And also Google's testing showing the promoted label as opposed to just showing Google ads and also sponsored, which we saw a couple weeks ago. We're also seeing Google test promoted, which is pretty cool. Google's Ginny Marvin, the ads liaison, said after a lot of complaints that Google is looking into the concerns around third-party ad sales that are basically sponsored by Google, like maybe backed by Google, on soliciting and taking away business from other clients, other Google ad reps, non-Google, but basically like you and I, search marketers, as well as them giving really, really poor advice by just telling them to increase budget without any rhyme or reason. Google AdSense has now launched a new labs feature called shopping links. It basically pulls in Google shopping results into the links and actually lets you monetize your sites based off of that. And Microsoft Advertising now requires advertisers to verify their identity using some type of verification. Google did this a couple of years ago and has been expanding it more and more. Now Microsoft is saying we need to do this as well, and that lets searchers actually see in the Google ad, in the Microsoft ads in Bing search who the advertiser is and all about. Finally, there is an SEO meetup coming up in New York, the Google New York office, New York City. It's taking place on June 27th. I believe that's a Monday. I think it starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. And it goes on for 3 hours. Daniel Weisberg, Danny Sullivan from Google will be there as well. I'll be there, Glenn Gabe, Lily Ray, and a bunch of other people. There's going to be a limited audience, and you go fill out a form to RSVP by June 21st. And if you fill it out, Google will get back to you saying if you made the cut or not. I assume they're going to be turning away a lot of people, so fill out the form and hopefully you'll get in. And I'll be there, and a bunch of other people will be there, so definitely check it out. In any event, thank you so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Thanks, Wix, for sponsoring. This is the search news we cover with the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com over the past week. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe, be healthy. Happy Father's Day to those celebrating this Sunday. And again, thanks to Wix. Check them out at Wix.com. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, Wix.